So before the CIA or whoever it was intercepted the feed, um, no. What I was saying is, like, I understand that obviously this guy Russ Cook is running for charity. That fair enough. Why is he specifically chosen Africa? Like, there's bare places you
Yeah,
can run.
that's what I mean.
In Germany, you can run up and down the British Isles. You can run down Kent County coast. Like, what I don't understand
Mm.
where he's gone. And I mean, the other thing as well, because I was reading, I was just reading a little bit, and it's saying that he's had like loads of issues as well. Like,
Getting
where is
robbed
it?
as
Yeah,
well.
he's been robbed at gunpoint. He's had food poisoning. He's been like certain manner, like, kind of, approached him with machetes. Let's say, I, I don't know. Like, and they're saying he's the world's hardest man. Why? Or sorry, hardest geezer. Hardest geezer. I don't understand. He's just running. Like,
But
people in Africa have to literally walk to places all the time. Like, that's just their life.
this is what I don't get. Like, for me as well, it's a bit like, no, remember when we spoke about the man with who was building the wells and he was doing all that? I remember I was saying I get why he's doing it. Like, I get why he's doing it, and your kind of angle was like, why is he sort of documenting it in the way that he's documenting it?
Yeah.
This now, with that narrative that you said, then I agree with what you said about this man here, because this guy is like, what's he doing it for? Like you just said there, he could have done it he could have just ran on a treadmill for 365 days a year in a gym, and still and then could have said, like, I'm doing this for charity. I'm going to run, I don't know, 3 hours a day on a treadmill. And when we get the money, we're going to send the money to Africa or wherever. But Africa is a big continent. Do you know how big Africa is? Like, I don't think he's run. I don't believe it. I think it's impossible for him. And he only had a police escort for the last bit of it, like the last leg of the run. Like, he would have got chopped up, but he would have got kidnapped. I'm sorry. Like, he would have. A ginger man in Africa who's running for charity, they would have kidnapped him and held him ransom and said, look, we will let you go if you give us. Yeah, we'll give you 200 grand. We'll let you go. But
they know he's got money. He's running for charity. They know he's got money.
Yeah, they could have said, listen, we'll up the stakes if you give us the $250,000 or $500,000, because I think he raised 650,000. If you give us that right now, we'll let you go.
That's the
where's
thing.
The proof? Where's the proof that he did it? All we got is
that comes back to documenting there.
No, but all we got is the one video of him finishing that I know of. I haven't been following it as closely as some other people, but all we've got is that video at the end where he reaches the finish line, and that's it.
Yeah, well, I think it's a good point, because obviously I don't know Africa that well. I don't know which bits of the places you can go, which places you can't go. But I'm pretty sure if he's running, who's he running the perimeter? I'm pretty sure within that there's certain places where man has said, "What are you doing there, bro?" in whatever way, whatever language, whatever accent. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
And I imagine it'd be just the same as if you tried to do that in South America. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
So there are definitely places that he wouldn't be able to have gone.
But there's places even in this country that I don't think you can't just run through them.
Yeah, can you imagine you running with your camera? What was it saying about was it Narcos, or I don't think it was Top Boy, but it was somewhere where they robbed the crew. Yeah, I think it was Narcos.
That would have been Narcos. Narcos. And it's mad because I remember reading, remember Michael Jackson had a video in, I think it was Brazil. I'm trying to think what video it was. It might be They Don't Really Care About Us. It might have been that video.
Oh, yeah.
And he had to get clearance. This is Michael Jackson. We're talking about the king of pop. Had to get clearance. He had to go and speak to like the head guy in the favelas and all that, and literally, because that's where he was filming the video. He had to get a pass to go through, and they said, "Oh no, you'll be all right. It's Michael. Come on, you're all right." But he still had to get clearance. He couldn't just walk in there with the cameras. So
like me walking his way through.
So if Michael Jackson's having to get clearance to go through, and Do you know what I mean? Do all that. How is one person able to run the whole continent and he comes to no real harm, or he gets robbed and that's it? Like, nah, man, I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. I need to see footage. Like, I don't want to watch the whole thing. I don't want to see like start to end, but I need to see a little bit of footage where he's in some trouble, deep waters, and how he gets out of them. Because that just sounds far-fetched.
With a David Attenborough like voiceover.
The voiceover's got to be David Attenborough.
Netflix. You're there for the Netflix documentary.
But we joke here, but someone must have been documenting that, and it's probably going to come out at some point, isn't it? That, which I don't know if it is. I'm sure there was a documentary actually that came out. Like that was it. Actually, there was a documentary that came out the day after he finished it, and I thought that was weird because like it's almost like we're pushing this out straight away to make sure that we get a bit more money for the GoFundMe or whatever it is. I don't know what it was, whether it's a GoFundMe, but I'd assume it's one of them. But yeah, it's like too many bad things happen to him for him to be able to finish that race intact.
You know the problem I've got as well with this, obviously we're going to call it a story for now because I ain't seen it, so I don't know if it's happened or not. But the thing a lot of us know how charities work. Like I work in charities, I know how it works. I'm always a bit skeptical about when you're raising that amount of money for charity anyway. But number two, I need to know what's in it for this guy. I can't imagine. Let's just think about it, yeah. Let's imagine that you, black man, decided to not work. No. Hear me out. The whole context. You woke up and you think, I'm going to actually run to raise money for, and let's say you're doing it for, poverty in Africa, whatever diseases, whatever it is. How are you even getting the resources to do that for a whole year? Like, do you know what I mean? It's weird. Yeah. Like a whole year. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying people shouldn't do it. I'm just saying I need to know what's going on. He's got this reputation now. I'd be interested to see, is man going to be popping up on Love Island and all of these things that make him bear money from appearing? Do you know what I mean? Like,
he must be making.
I just find it weird, if I'm honest with you.
Do you know what's mad? So I've just gone onto the website now because I wanted to see, because I can't imagine someone's ran the whole of Africa and you've only raised 650,000. So I've just gone on now. So the total, bearing in mind, people are still donating. So the money ain't gone nowhere. If the people can still donate, the money still sat somewhere.
Yeah.
So people have put someone put £10 in yesterday. In fact, I'm going to name and shame this person. Alex Fox, you're an idiot. Then two anonymous people put £20 plus £5 gift aid. So,
of course, yeah.
So, and the total so far now is £1,024,186.94. So, where is that money going? Because this feels a bit like children in need, and was it not Red Cross, Red Nose? It feels a bit like that, because if the money was for, what is the money even for? Actually, does it even say?
So this is my other question, which I don't think is going to have an answer. We're always talking about where's the money going, where's the money coming from?
Oh yeah, that as well. Yeah, that as well. So, do you know what the maddest thing is? Sorry, just to.
Yeah.
I can't believe this. So, have a guess. Have a guess what country the charities are in.
What for or in?
Yeah. Where are they for and what are they in? What country? I'll give you a clue.
It's not Reform UK,
I'll give you a clue. The charities are not in Africa.
Is it okay, I'll go for it anyway. The obvious one that stands out to you, maybe Ukraine?
No. So the two charities, one of them is called the Running Charity. So it's basically a charity that harnesses the power of running to help people experience homelessness or managing complex needs. That's the first one. And the second one's called Sandblast, a charity providing educational events and culture through the arts in the UK and creative and skills development projects in the Sahrawi refugee camps to promote talent, knowledge, self-resilience and support links. So none of those really feel like charities that have been set up.
It's a reach, and
to get this money.
It's at 1 million, yeah.
Over a mil,
At the
because
moment,
yeah, it's
over
over
a
a mil.
mil.
Yeah.
I need to be seeing result. Like this needs to be, in 10 years' time. I want to see about 20 man from them
Have
places.
you ever heard of the
That's
charities though?
doing the thing.
Like, it's not like it's like a recognized charity. Like I've never heard of them. So if you
Mm.
and you would think if you was running in another man's country, you'd want to donate the whole amount to that country. Isn't that the point of you going over there to run?
Oh yeah, I feel that. And I think just to be clear in it, I don't know, people don't really have a problem with people running for charity, all of that stuff.
No,
I
no, no.
just
That's not my point.
when you
Yeah.
know what I mean. When you start to break down the how and the what and the why,
Mm.
something feels a bit off
Yeah,
to
yeah.
me.
Mm.
But I don't know the guy in it.
No,
Do you know what I
I would
mean?
run for
I
a
just don't.
charity. Running for a charity is fine. I think it's understanding what charity you're giving to and what
Mm,
ulterior motive there are. Sometimes, like some people are just running legitimately. Like we know, obviously, Jesse does a lot of running, um, but obviously he's given potentially to
yeah,
charities as
like
well.
low. Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
And he's chosen those charities because they mean something to him. And if you said to him now, why are you giving to those charities? He'll give you a legitimate response. You get
yeah.
what I'm saying? Because
Mm.
he's got personal things that he wants to obviously run for those charities. Some people just run in. These two sound like two set up companies by this guy. Like, imagine you set these charities up, and he's just going to reap the benefits of that million. And then, like you said, he's going to get appearances and get paid for the documentary. The sound,
That's it. Yeah, and yeah. So that's for me. That's the main thing. And I think that just comes from, like you said, all these decades of giving. Like how how much money do you need to end stuff and make things
But
better? Do you know what I
when did he
mean?
do it? Like when did he do this? So he stopped
Didn't
doing
you?
this the 7th of April, according to this.
I was going to say it was recent, wasn't it?
So if he's done that in the 7th of April, why is the money still sat in somewhere for people to add money to it still now? Why would you not give that to the charities that you've done the running for?
I can kind of see, because obviously on the flip side, if I'm thinking alternatively and less sinisterly, if
Mm.
that's even a word, obviously you're going to leave it up there because you still getting exposure. There's still like
Yeah, but you could just say
report.
you could set up a website and just say, if you still want to, like we've give the million over, but if you still want to donate, here's the direct link to the
True.
charity. Like you could just set up a quick website and just say this page is now shut down, but if you still want to give, here's the links directly to the charity. And that's it. Like you ain't got to keep it open and start, because someone's making money off that. Like them gift aid things, someone's making money off them.
Mm, mm,
Do you know what I
mm,
mean? So
mm.
it's charity really charity? Is it really? Does it not? Does it come at a price?
Yeah, but I think this comes back to, and again, I don't know this person, so I'm being careful of my accusations. But I think as long as if you're doing anything like that, it's transparent. Do you know what I mean? It's just, I'm doing it for this, or yeah, do you know what? I'm doing it because part of me wants to give, but also part of me, yeah, I'm interested in breaking through in that world, and that's what it is. Then people can make a choice. But I always feel like for certain portion of people, and particularly people that push it in the media, they're trying to trick you into charity. Do you know what I mean? They're trying to
Yeah.
trick you into giving
Wait,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's different if someone approached you and said, "Look, I'm running. I need these peas because of this is the amount I need to make for them. For
Mm.
this run or for that run." It's like, yeah, cool. Like, I give you the peas. But if you're trying to play it off of something that's not, then I've got a big problem with that.
Do you know, I would appreciate as well if someone said, like, I'm running because cost of living and I need to get a new pair of running trainers. So I'm running to help people fund my thing, or I want to run in the
Yeah, then that's cool.
I want to run in the New York Marathon. I can't really afford the flight. So I'm running, I don't know, a couple of half marathons. And if you can donate and help me build up a pot to get my tickets to go to,
Fine.
then
Yeah,
I'll be like, you know what? I can see that, because I can
you can
see
make a choice.
you're
Yeah.
determined to get to the New York one, and the half marathons that you're running, you're still doing something, and I'm helping you. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather help someone individually than give to someone or a charity, and you don't know where the money's got. You don't know who you're helping, or are you helping
Mm,
someone? Do you know what I
mm.
mean? So I'd rather do all of that. To me, that's proper charity, like physically helping someone. Um, but separate to that, I wanted to ask you because about like GoFundMe's as well, because I've never done one, and I think I have donated to a couple.
Yeah.
But they seem so easy to make. Like you seem like you can just log in, set up an account,
Can do it for anything.
and for anything, like for literally
Anything.
for anything, you could stop your toe on the door and set up a GoFundMe for that because you broke your toe, and it's just like, where's the governance to that? Where's like the assurances that what you're given to is a legitimate thing? And like I know a lot of people do it for when someone passes away and they haven't got life insurance and all the rest of it, and they just haven't got the money to pay for a funeral, and I get that. But then, for instance, the Jay Slater guy currently in the news, who's gone missing in Tenerife. His mum is on TV, no tears, eyes drier than the Sahara. Like, how do you? I mean, that their GoFundMe, I think, is at like 40,000 nearly,
Yeah.
and I think she's withdrew the money now as well.
Yeah.
So how does that happen? How does that work? Where's the checks from GoFundMe to say? Because that's like, is it not like fraud?
Probably there's a loophole. I mean, that whole situation is quite problematic anyway, because obviously the history, obviously, man, there's about 7 other people. They battered that kid, didn't they?
What kid?
And he's got, you see, you know, they I can't remember where he's from. Is it like not Preston, but it's somewhere in that
What, is
sort
this
of
linked?
region?
Is it linked to this one?
Yeah, it's the same guy. So this guy.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so you're on about Jay when he had the machete or something and he cracked someone's skull.
Yeah, someone else at the
sorry.
golf club and stuff. So
Yeah.
I think, as far as I'm aware, the case hasn't had an outcome yet. He's due to appear in court for conviction or sentencing. Not sentencing. I don't know if there's been a sentence passed.
Right.
So he's gone away, and there's obviously lots of different stories. So I can't really speculate because.
Sorry, just to add to it, isn't it mad that even though he's done that offence, he's able to leave the country? Like, you'd think part of his bail conditions would be you can't leave the country. To be fair, he should actually be on remand, but.
Yeah, I mean, you and I wouldn't be able to leave the country, but you know how it goes. So it's a tricky one because there's a lot of there's just a lot around the story. There's obviously a lot of people wishing this person harm, saying, you know, whatever he's got, he deserves it. There's a lot of stories coming out about obviously, you know, it's quite sad if anybody goes missing. You got the how his mom's feeling. You got also what people think he's been up to and why he's gone missing there. It's all messy. So coming back to the thing what you're saying about the GoFundMe, it's not regulated, and for me, at times, not always, but it just kind of reminds me of another version of OnlyFans, but you're not really selling anything. You're just, because that's what it is, isn't it? Like, you're just getting people to invest money with no returns.
a little bit.
Yeah, it's nuts though. Like, it's actually nuts. It is. This is what it is. Like, you can make bare money. Like me and you could just go set one up now for the
what, a GoFundMe.
Let's force Theo to move to London even though he hates it, and and do a GoFundMe, and we can probably make money. Like, if you promote it in the right way.
There has to be guidelines though. For me, I think there has to be like a governance thing where someone somewhere should be like an auditing thing, because, and this is why I find it funny sometimes, because people scream out about cost of living, but then somehow magic collectively to put 35 grand into a pot of money for someone they don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, to me, if you cost a living, because I'm seeing some people, they put like £50, £100, £150, £30, thinking you lot are talking about cost of living and how you're at food banks and you're putting £30, £50 in for some kid that apparently they caught him watching the Euros last week.
That's mad.
And the mum literally hasn't cried once. She hasn't cried once. She hasn't.
Yeah, I've seen a few interviews, and there's just, it feels like something's quite off with it.
But someone says she's related to Shannon Matthews' mum as well, like they're in-laws or something like that.
She the one that abused the kids.
The kid was in the loft
in the nursery. Oh no, so that's a different one.
She was in the house the whole time, or in her uncle's house the whole time, and they had a worldwide search for this girl. Her mom was on TV crying and acting up and everything. And then the uncle was done for images on a computer of a child, and she was in the house the whole time. The whole time she was in the house, and this is the same thing. This is the same thing. Like the whole story doesn't make sense either. Like, why would you let him go off on his own?
Definitely not.
And
no, definitely not.
In another country, and it just doesn't happen, man. It doesn't happen.
No. So I think in terms of regulation, if I'm honest, I think the only regulation that the country going to care about is the tax. They just want to know that they're getting their P's from it. Do you know what I mean? If it's over a certain threshold. In terms of actually the process, it's been going on for years. Like I remember watching, not in this country, but there was a show in America. It wasn't Catfish, but it was something like that, where these two women, they pretended that it's like their mum died or something, and they couldn't afford the funeral, so they're going around collecting bare peas for coffin and all of that stuff. And it turned out that the mum was fine. That they done it so badly and blatantly as well that they were just out with the mum. Like, do you know what I mean? But they were collecting peas from people that were far away, and this was 90s or 2000s. Obviously, it's before the internet was
social
so
media.
you couldn't really check. Yeah, so this been going on for years, but I think it's just another way. It's another way that people can get help where they need help. But I think a lot of it, from what I can see, is just people asking for the maddest things, and it's making a society of people that don't want to. Some people that just don't want to work for things or figure it out. We're not asking them why they're in the situation and they can't afford it. It's just that we need to give them money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah. I'll be honest. I hope they don't find him.
Listen, some of the memes have been mad, you know.
Yeah, I hope they don't find him. I hope for his sake they don't find him, because do you know what I mean? Like, that's a mad plan. Whoever, if it is true, it comes out that it's true that he's been sat off in Tenerife somewhere in a nice little sports bar watching the Euros, and people have been giving their hard-earned money to this woman, his mum, and whatever else. And if that's the truth, then I hope they don't find him, because it'd be a madness, won't it? Like,
yeah, no one wins, and also, like, even if you look at it, you know, you think about this country when certain people go missing, like certain women, for example. Different ethnicities and whatever. Even the police don't even bother to look for them.
Remember the two sisters? Remember the sisters that were missing? Yeah. And wasn't it the police officer that was taking pictures,
weren't they? Yeah, right. Laughing and making jokes and things. So I find that, again, this comes back to the McCanns, all of that, where everybody managed to find some money to go and look for these people and asking the questions about what's actually going on here. Like, what's the story? You know what I mean? But yeah. Twitter or X or whatever we're calling it, it's been a bit mad. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the things that people are saying are actually insane.
This is why I can. this is why I can never get rid of that app. I'm sorry. Like, as much as it's got so much madness on there, I can't get rid of it. It's the one app that keeps me going, because it's just, you can go on there some days and it's just boring, or it's just about football, and then there's other days where you go on there and it's banter central. Like, literally just memes are flying. It's always when something good happens, like this story now with this guy, or
this one is the one that you've seen. You must have seen the one with the girl which did the interview.
Hawk talk
on that thing.
You know what I mean?
It's not even funny, but just literally
it's mad the way that she's gone viral though. She's everywhere.
Yeah, people are going to her workplace taking pictures. That is actually.
Have you seen the one where they've pieced together her and Ronaldo? And it's like Hawk, and he goes, "Sue!" Like that. It's like, honestly, like, it's mad. It is one of.
Wait, listen.
She needs an episode on her own, man. We need to find out what.
No, she sound like she's quite funny still. Yeah, like you could put on a show or something. Yeah, you're right.
Funny, man. But what I was gonna say to you as well. Yeah, speaking of social media, actually, that video you sent me is one of the
awarded.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I didn't see it till this morning.
That's when I think you see the maddest videos. So obviously I was banging out game last night. We're going on dreams. We're playing some zombie game online. So I was like falling asleep while I was playing the game. So I was like, let me, like when you finish but you can't get up.
Yeah, you got to like just browse the internet a little bit.
Yeah, then you think, let's see if I've missed any football news or anything, missing my fix. So
there's been bad football news though. You missed a lot of football news yesterday, but yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, I saw the video, obviously, which I'll get you to describe it because I
No. I'm
can't.
not describing that one. Don't try and set me up for that. But anyway, I'll put the video in here. I'm gonna put the video in here.
I'll talk us through it. So obviously, let me get it. So the caption is kid gets upset that his mum started twerking during his birthday party. I've got the video playing now.
No, we'll play we'll play the video now. We'll play the video now.
Yeah.
And then now we play the video. You'll see why. It's mad.
Why it's mad? Because it's not. It's funny, but it's not funny, but it's definitely funny. So obviously, kid's birthday party. Certain people are dressed up as characters from Toy Story. So you've got obviously Woody and is it Jess, the cowgirl. They're in a field and they go against a fence and they start twerking. Then some woman just starts twerking and the little kid comes.
But it's the way that he swings, isn't it? And then I don't know if it's his sister. It's either his sister or his auntie comes to defend his mum rather than defend him.
He goes back in for
he goes in for
she carries on twerking. Oh my god!
But this is the problem. I think as much as it's funny, this is the problem. I think with like today's society that they're just exposed to things way too early. Not even this society, because I'm thinking back to like obviously going back to last episode with Diddy and that kind of like Usher, Justin Bieber, them were exposed to those as well. But just the average person, that our generation probably was one of the first generations to be exposed to like just how much stuff's out there, and just, you know what I mean, going on the internet, you can just search for things on like Kazaa or Naps or whatever. Do you know what I mean? You're just out there and it's just you're trying to download a football video and it's not football, it's something else. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like rah. And then so yeah, I think we were one of the first probably that I can remember.
Do you know what? Sorry to interrupt. You know what's funny about that? You be downloaded, like Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar, and when you get to it, it's Return of Jafar's dick or something like that. You're like, what is going on there?
Oh no, it's mad. Honestly, the amount of times that caught me out as well, because obviously back in the day, like when I was a kid, our PC was downstairs, isn't it? Like in the and like. You had to like
family PC.
You had to mute the exactly. You had to mute the speakers and test the video that you downloaded first before you put it on loud. Because sometimes it caught me out, man. I was like, "What is this? This don't look like Jungle Book. Where's Mowgli?" And you're thinking, "Nah, man."
But Mowgli in a jungle.
yeah. So yeah, but I think even now, like our kids now, generation, like the next generation coming through, they're going to be exposed 10 times worse. Like you just said about OnlyFans and just the accessibility to like porn and just everything's just there for them to just access. Like our generation, there was like 10-minute free view. Do you know what I mean? And when the free view done, like that's it. This generation can sit there all day in their bedrooms watching if they want.
At school,
anywhere, on the bus, anywhere. Yeah. So it's sad, but then as a parent, you got a responsibility. I'm sorry you can't be juking up yourself, twerking like that in front of your kids, man. It's crazy.
Yes, man. But so on the social media thing, there's a borough somewhere. It's like Buckinghamshire or somewhere like that, where they're I think they're trialing, or it's one of the schools is trialing banning smartphones for under 16, under 14s, under 16s, which I think will be interesting to see the results. And I was listening to a Trevor Noah podcast where they're talking about if I ruled the world, like one thing I would change, and he was talking about just having a blanket ban on social media indefinitely. But it's
for
quite
everyone.
as in it's just like a hypothetical what you would
Okay.
change in the world. Do you know what I mean?
So you just ban social media altogether.
Yeah, you just would have it not existing.
It's a fair
Which
shout.
is
Yeah.
quite an interesting topic, and I do agree. I think you're always going to get exposed to things anyway. You know, a lot of adults now that are particularly sort of men talking about being abused as kids by women as well. You see a lot of the teachers and all of that stuff. So I think that's always going to exist in a way because I think that's just human nature. But I do think that I think it's mad if kids are being exposed to it, but it's mad if you have a hand to it, like you're watching mad things
in front of your kids,
doing mad things in front of your kids, and exposing them to it. So it's gonna mess the kid up. Do you know what I mean? It's gonna, and not like obviously. I think as a kid you should be able to see like your parents kiss and show affection. I think things like that, you know,
but there's a line
quite
though.
normal.
There's a line of like holding hands, kissing, and then there's
cheap.
Yeah, but like even it's mad. I mean, I won't go into like specifics or anything like that. But when I was younger, I worked in one of my first jobs was working at the social services in Birmingham. And some of the files that I used to come across, because that was one of my jobs, was like preparing court files and all the rest of it. And I remember some of the things I used to have to see and read in there was mad. Like it was absolutely bonkers. Like to think that kids young as like 7, 8 were seeing certain things, and then some of them, like their files were that big. They'd been in the system that long that they were like now in teenage years. They were trying to get their own accommodation, but some of the things that they were doing, you know, when they were supposed to be with like their foster parents or whatever, they were out doing some madness, and it was mad things that like even back then I probably wasn't even fully aware of myself, and I was of age. I was 19, 18 or whatever I was. So yeah, man, you just got to be careful. And like I said, I think in this generation it's even worse because you've got access to everything out there. And I think like I feel like parents are a lot younger now. Maybe because I'm getting older, but I just feel like parents are a lot.
I think it's because you're getting older. Well,
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
Do you know what I mean?
Because I suppose they're saying that people are having kids later, but I think kids are growing up faster.
Yeah, maybe it's that then. Yeah, actually, but yeah, but I suppose in a way it's both because I feel sometimes there's parents out there, and my mum was young when she had like my brother, but I feel like maybe it's a different time. So kids are growing up older, so they're understanding things that they shouldn't understand a lot earlier in life, if that makes sense. And then that's having an impact on them as they're growing up, and they then, 3 or 4 years down the line, they're twerking on the fence, and it's their kids that are seeing it, and then it's just a cycle. So it's scary, man. It's proper scary.
No. I agree. I think it's probably got a conversation for another day, but I've noticed with some of the parents, I wonder about the community in which the parent is parenting and the child is being brought up in. Because when I say the community, I don't mean like, you know, London or Liverpool. I just mean literally the people that are involved in that network. Because I can only imagine. I mean, that video, for all we know, is a fake, and I don't think it is.
But even if it is a fake, the child's still exposed to it. Even if if the kid's still in on the joke, like subconsciously, you're still abusing the child.
Yeah, 100% by making them see that. And I think what's happening now is there's a lack of, a person saying probably shouldn't do that, or maybe that's not the thing to do. And I think like I said, it's probably a conversation for another time, but I think we're in society where we're at now is we tend to just align ourselves with people that think the same as us. So we're going to be around people that will only ever agree with what we say. And
there's no one to disagree.
Cut them off.
Yeah,
because we're just so divisive as a society now. So I think that doesn't help either, because what you've got is a community of just everybody's just doing a thing. So you're gonna, if you like to be twerking in front of your kid, you're just gonna surround yourself with other people that like to do that.
Just twerkers.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Which twerk, don't twerk, whatever. But yeah, there's the 100% got to be a line because yeah. So what when the kid goes to school now and mixed school and they're trying to get girls that are like 9 and 10 to do all kinds of madness and then
It's not even just
do you
that
know what I
though.
mean? It's
It's the
crazy.
fact that his mom, if it is his mom, that's now on the internet everywhere. He's got to go to school the next day and his mom's twerking on the internet. Do you
It's
know what I
long.
mean?
No,
Like,
it's long.
I always think that about like porn stars and OnlyFans now. I think, imagine you got kids and your kids, even when your kids are older, they got to see you do that. But not just that, they're kids. Imagine like walking into school and someone and with like they got their phone and they've got your mum just out like, look at your mum.
I ran around the school.
Like, imagine that.
Someone would have to get hurt that day still.
Can you imagine it though? Like, imagine.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
long, man.
no. It's because back in the day, like you'd make like little jokes like to piss people off, like your mum's this or your mum's so dumb now, or yeah,
But
your
even
mum's
that
a
even
slut.
that used to trigger me. Even that
Yeah,
used to trigger me.
that would hurt. So imagine they've got evidence that men saying not only is your mum this, and don't get me wrong, I'm not for using the language, but as an insult, your mum's this, and also here's the evidence. Here is um, Mrs. Clarkson does East London Part 5 and all of that shit. Like it's crazy, you know what I mean? So yeah, but no, that video, this is what happens when you're was it doom scrolling at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it happens,
You should
man.
be in
It does
bed.
happen. It does happen. You get down that rabbit hole, you see the wrong thing. So, but just before we literally before we wrap up, you did mention.
You got a question for me, innit?
No, the question was around the election, but I want to just mention, as you said, Phil Foden. I've just been checking on it. That's mad. The maths ain't mathing.
I'm just saying, just hypothetically, you want to get sued if you're 24.
They've only got 3 children though, not 5.
No. But what I was saying is,
but the years.
If I'm 24 and I'm with a 22-year-old and we've got a 5-year-old.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. The maths ain't mathing, 100%, because
it's not when was the child born. It was like
when did you get pregnant?
When did you get pregnant?
Yeah. The maths ain't mathing, Mr. Foden. But
and obviously that club seems to have previous with that kind of behavior. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there. They're busy with their 115 charges, so I'm sure they ain't got time for any speculation that I might have.
116 charges.
116. But yeah, listen, we we're touching on the Diddy thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole other bunch of things that's going to be coming out, because I know I can say with some certainty, and I'm sure you and other people can, there are a lot of things that was going on like that, and in all kinds of industries, sports, entertainment, all of that stuff. So let's see. But that maths was a bit mad. I'm not gonna lie to you. For a Friday morning, payday, but still,
Listen. We'll leave that there. We don't want to get sued, but the maths ain't mathing. If you're new to the channel, if you're listening on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like this video, leave your comments below as well. If you're on the audio version of the podcast, well, first of all, you missed out on the video that we spoke about, so shame on you. But also make sure you hit the notification bell, and you won't miss an episode. And then we'll be back next week with another one. Until then, enjoy the weekend. And we'll be back next week, man. Peace out.